Now, at some point this week, I will hit 9,000 followers on my LinkedIn channel, and it's not a bad place to hit such a wonderful milestone while I am away working for the next 3 weeks left, so we'll have been here for a month. And hitting 9,000 followers on LinkedIn, to some, will sound like a small amount, but to me, it's quite a big milestone. And I'm not going to sit here and dress it up and tell you I've done it really quickly, because I certainly haven't, nowhere near as quick as what some other people on LinkedIn have done it. But it's probably for me taken around about 2.5, 3 years to get to that milestone. And what I wanted to do on this video was just to share a few of the things that have worked for me in terms of getting to that milestone, in the view of helping anybody out there who's watching this video who might be struggling to get up their numbers on LinkedIn. So if you're struggling at the moment, maybe you're stuck at a few hundred followers or maybe 1,000 followers or something along them lines, and your aim for this year is to substantially grow your audience on LinkedIn, then listen up for the next few minutes, because some of these tips might just help you out. Again, there's no quick fixes, there's no hacks, there's nothing magical here. It's going to take a lot of hard work and some graft, but as with everything in life, if you're wanting to obviously do something, you have to put the work in, and it really is as simple as that. So straight away, the first thing that has helped me to get to that figure of 9,000 followers is consistency. Now, when I talk about consistency, I don't necessarily mean having to be sat on LinkedIn for hours every single day and posting tons and tons of content and this, that and the other, although that does help. But for me, consistency means being really targeted in terms of who you're actually wanting to become a follower of your profile on LinkedIn. I spent a lot of time on refining my message and getting 100% clear in my head exactly who my ideal audience was, and then from that, making sure that my message was really clear and really targeted to that very specific person, and keeping that message consistent across everything that I was doing and what I am doing on LinkedIn. So all of my content, my profile, all of the even stuff down to like the DM messages that I send to people, all very much stay consistent to my messaging and my target audience, which has really, really helped to attract the right type of people and obviously grow that follower count. So consistency is the number one thing. Second thing that has helped me no end in terms of growing my follower count on LinkedIn has been to proactively connect with people who I believe are my target audience. And the number one tool that I've used to do that has been LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, it's got quite a high ticket price. It's $99 a month, which to a lot of people sounds very, very, very expensive, and it is very expensive if you don't use it. And the amount of people that I've actually spoken to who have paid for Sales Navigator and then never used it and then sat there complaining that it's really expensive. The reason it's expensive is because you're not using it. But for me, what I do is I spent a bit of time in creating some saved search filters and using those search filters in a way to actively find the people who match my ideal client persona, which would be managing directors or founders within the UK of small businesses. So all these things on Sales Navigator are things you can search for. You can search for company size. So again, I'm just targeting businesses that have got 1 to 10 employees, and I'm actively looking to connect with the actual managing director or founder of that business. And also, one of the main things that has helped me to grow my audience on LinkedIn through using Sales Navigator is using the filter for finding people who have posted content recently or who have been active on LinkedIn recently, and only really targeting them and then saving those people into a saved list. From that saved list, it's then about getting out there and actively connecting with those people. Now, when you are signed up to Sales Navigator, your ability to send connection requests actually goes up. So I believe on unpaid LinkedIn accounts, I think you can only send 100 connection requests a week, whereas on Sales Navigator and I believe on LinkedIn Premium, you can send 200 connection requests a week. So obviously you double the amount that you can actually send out, which obviously the more you can send out, the more chance you've got of actually growing your connection list and growing your follower list. So connect to people, 40 people a day I connect with religiously, and that's obviously helping me to proactively grow my number of followers across LinkedIn. So the next thing that I do consistently is to post content, and some people will tell you to post content every day. Some people will tell you to post content twice a day. Some people will tell you to post content 3 times a week. Really, for me, I post content at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. And that's manageable for me because I've been doing it for a period of time where I've got the systems in place, I've got the processes in place that allow me to quickly create content so it doesn't take up too much of my day. Now, I used to batch create content and schedule it using something called Buffer, but I actually found that doing it that way wasn't quite as good as just creating a piece of content every day, because when I'm creating content on the daily basis, I am much more sort of reactive to what's going on, and I can tailor my content around stuff that's actually going on, and that's worked out a hell of a lot better. So posting content, the type of content that I post is a mixture of different stuff. So text posts, video posts, but always tied back to that specific messaging and always targeted at my ideal client persona, and keeping it very general just recently as well. So not so much of the how-to sort of content or value-based content, but a lot more sort of general content just about problems that most small business owners face, or funny, humorous content that gets engagement and gets reactions from people. And from there, naturally, people will check your profile out who don't know you, and then if they like what they see on there, they'll eventually become a follower. So that's that one. The next thing that I do, or have done, this isn't something that you obviously do on a daily basis, but optimizing your shop front, or in other words, optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Now, LinkedIn for a lot of time used to be very much kind of like a CV type of thing, and most people's LinkedIn profiles are very much a CV or a resume for that person. But you need to flip that on its head, really, and start using your LinkedIn profile as a shop front and making it tailored very much specifically to the type of people that you actually wanted to speak to. So for me, optimizing my profile has been to put a big, bold banner up at the top. It just says something along the lines of "shit website." So people know when they come through to my profile, I'm all about websites, and they know exactly what's in it for them. Obviously, I've gone for the humorous side of things, and since doing that, I've had a lot of comments from people that I'm connecting with and who are visiting my profile, where they're saying, I love your banner, I love your headline. And that's the reason why they've actually decided to follow me. So make sure your shop front, make sure your profile is properly optimized. Obviously, talking about the problems or the desires that the type of person you're wanting to follow you actually have. Talk about your services that you provide in terms of, again, from their point of view, not from your point of view as a CV. Write a nice about section. Again, making sure that's all tailored very much specifically to the person you're trying to attract. And you'll start to see people naturally following you from there. So all those things combined have really helped me to grow my followers. One other thing actually that's really helped me to grow my follower count is to join external networks to LinkedIn. So I'm part of an online community of other small business owners, and most of those people are also on LinkedIn. So when they see me popping up in the community outside of LinkedIn, and obviously, I mean, getting involved with stuff with the community, again, those people naturally will follow you. And actually, that's been really good source of new leads and new business for me, because you kind of know people and trust people that little bit more. And I've actually got quite a bit of work from being part of that. And obviously those people following me and following my content on LinkedIn as well, which has been good. So yeah, if you're wanting to grow your LinkedIn profile, grow your LinkedIn followers this year, give those few bits a go. They're not going to work overnight. They are going to take time, but regardless of what people on LinkedIn are telling you, that it's easy and you can do it in 30 days or less or blah, blah, blah. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes a little bit of graft. And if you're willing to put those bits of time in each day, you will start to see your followers going up. And from that, ultimately, you'll start to generate more leads. From more leads, you'll obviously start getting more sales. And obviously from that, you start getting more money in your back pocket. So hopefully that helped. I'm sure it'll help some of you out there who are maybe loitering around on smaller numbers or not having much luck in growing your followers on LinkedIn, but are actively looking to do that this year. Give it a go, see how you get on. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on the video, drop me a comment, and I will see you on the next video.